so you can game without compromise, but you can still capture the resolution on your PC. Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today in this video, I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing the Elgato HD60S Plus capture card. I did purchase this product myself, and any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this item or you want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in my video description below. So please go ahead, check it out, and do your shopping from there. You can see how it comes packaged in a nice and simple retail box. I really like Elgato's product packaging and their products. I've used a lot of their products in the past, so I'm excited to try this guy out today and see how everything does. Let's go over some of the system specs really quick. So this does work with Mac and Windows. You're gonna have a 4th generation quad-core Intel Core i5 CPU or similar or greater, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 10XX, so you can fill that in with your video graphics card. So a 1070, 1080, 1060, 1050, anything that has GTX 10 and then a couple more letters after it. And you're gonna have to have 4 gigs of RAM and a built-in USB 3.0 port, and obviously an internet connection. So now that we went through those specs, let's go over some of the tech specs. So this actually supports 4K at 60 frames HDR pass-through, so you can game without compromise, but you can still capture the resolution on your PC at 2160p 30 frames, 1080p 60 frames, 1080p 30 frames, 1080i, 720p 60, 576p, and 480p. In regards to HDR support, that's going to be on Windows devices only, so sorry if you're a Mac user, not at this time. Now let's go ahead, let's open it up and look at the package contents. Here are all the package contents. First up, we have your compliance documentation in multiple languages. Next, we have your Elgato sticker, followed by your USB 3.0 cable. This is really long, guys, and feels like it's made of excellent quality. So it's over 6 feet in length, and it has a USB Type A end on this side, and then we have your USB Type C end on the other side. Next cable we have is your HDMI 2.0. This is a little bit shorter, probably closer to that 4 feet, 3 to 5 foot range right there. And then last but not least, we have your HD60S Plus. You can see the really cool design, how everything looks. We can see our HDMI out on this side. We can flip it over to the other side so you can see we got our audio in, our HDMI in, and our USB Type-C port that we can plug right into our computer with the included cable. We can look at it from the bottom side as well too. So really nice. Everything looks great. I love just the feel of this. I don't know, it's just really sharp looking, very compact, and it's got the same build and style as the original HD60 as well. Now guys, on your computer, go ahead, let's get everything set up. You're gonna need to download some additional software online. They have a 4K capture software that you're gonna need to download, and then you're gonna need to plug this in to try everything out and to get everything set up. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna plug in your input source right here. So from your console, you're gonna plug in right to there. Then you're gonna use the USB Type-C cable that they include, plug this in, and then plug this end into a USB 3.0 port on your computer. And then on the HDMI out, that's your pass-through. So that's gonna go to your computer monitor if you want, or your TV, or whatever you typically game on. That's where you want your HDMI out to go. So basically, we're just gonna intercept an HDMI cable that you already have with your gaming setup and plug this in between it to capture it onto our computer. So let's go ahead, let's do that now and try it out. So on your computer, you're gonna wanna visit Elgato's website. You can see the URL right here so we can find their downloads. This is the program you're gonna wanna download. It's the 4K capture utility for Windows. Go ahead, select download. Once you have it downloaded, this is the screen you'll be greeted with, where we can actually see what we're capturing in real time. Your screen's probably gonna be blank and black right here. We're currently having this record a Mac Mini, so we can actually see the source, 2160p at 30 frames, and our capture is at 2160p 30 frames. I'm actually not a big gamer, but I needed to have this capture card to record in 4K from my Mac for some upcoming MacPaw software tutorials to help you clean your Mac and remove viruses, that sort of thing. So be sure to go ahead and check out those videos on my channel. So that's my Mac in real time right now that we're capturing. Let's go ahead. Let's look at some of the utility settings right here. So we have our capture option right here. This is the screen we're at. We can also select library. So we have a lot of different file options right here. Let's go back to our capture settings. And then we can see in the top right-hand corner, we have our preferences. So here we go. We got our general. So you can see the general settings we have. We have our device settings. Here's our capture device. Our audio. You can see all the different options that we have. Then we have our picture settings. So we could adjust our picture settings. We have our recording settings right here. So your file locations, your encoder, the format you want. So let's go ahead. Let's select format. You can see all the different options that we have right here. And then we have our bit rate, our output. Now we can look at our mic settings as well. So you can see here's the mic settings. Currently it's set to a Logitech webcam. So that's just a really brief overview of the software. And I just want to let you guys know specifically if you're trying to record in 4K from a Mac or anything like I'm doing, it was a little bit more difficult than I would have thought. At first, when I had this going, I got my Mac set to 2160p 30. That took a couple of minutes too to get those display settings done on the Mac. But the capture was still stuck at 1080p 60 or then 1080p 30 once I got the source set. Because my Mac by default, the Mac Mini, it's a 2018 Mac Mini, it was 2160p by 60 frames. So I was able to change the frame rate. But again, it was still stuck at 1080p for the capture. And I was like, well, that stinks. Like, I really wanted this to be able to work. So that being said, I did have this format set correctly and it still didn't matter. So now I want to show you guys a really important piece of information straight from Elgato's website. This will help you understand the Windows resolutions and the Mac resolutions and what it's capable of. So we can even see right here for 4K, this is really important, guys. So here it is. It says 2160p at 60 frames can't be transferred over USB from this device, but you can transfer it at 30 frames. So basically, if your display is showing 2160 by 60, then it will pass through as 2160/60, but it will only be captured at 1080p 60. Now, if the source is 2160/30, it will pass through as 2160/30, but you can actually capture it at 2160/30. And then they have some other notes down here. So again, that's for PC users. Keep that in mind. But I'm on a Mac. So we have our Mac resolutions right here. You can see all the different options. Here we go. It says 4K capture not available with all software. And then it's got the resolution. This is the proper resolution and what I needed, which is what this video is that you're watching. So here we go. This is really important, guys, if you're having any of the same issues and trouble that I was having. Same thing as Windows, 2160, 60 frames can't be transferred over USB by this device. That's just a limitation by USB 3.0. So we have the same source thing right here. If it's 2160, 60 frames, it'll pass through as 2160, 60, but it will only capture as 1080, 60. But if the video source is 2160, 30, it will pass through as 2160, 30. But it'll show you in OBS, it'll actually still be 2160, 30. But in the game capture software for Mac, it'll only be 1080, 30. So if you're using OBS, which is what I'm using, you're able to capture it at 2160p 30, and I can vouch for that. I'm doing it right now. And again, in their software, it'll only be 1080 by 30. But I do want to point out, for some reason, after I got this set up in OBS and I went back into the software, you can see it is showing the capture correctly right here at the top. It is being captured at 2160p 30 in OBS. So just keep that in mind. It may still say 1080 30 or 1080 60 if you have your source set correctly. But if you're using a Mac, make sure it's set to 2160p 30. Then go into OBS and then add this as a device and capture it at the correct frame rate. So let's go ahead. Let's go into OBS right now. So we have OBS up right now, and sorry about the infinity loop right here. It's kind of cool though, a little bit trippy. Now you can see in OBS, we're ready to add our new device. So under sources, select the plus icon, then select video capture device. We can name it if we want right here. Go ahead, select OK. Now we can choose from this list which device we want to add. Here it is. It's the Game Capture HD60S Plus. So there we go. We can see it right here. We have a lot of different settings to adjust if we want. So device defaults, or we could set the resolution if we wanted to do custom. So here's custom, and then we can do the resolution right here. There it is. And then we can match the output FPS if we want, or just select 30. Again, it works by default, or you could set these custom if you wanted. And then we can go ahead, select OK. And now you can see we're recording our Mac in real time. I'm moving around the mouse on the screen right there, and everything works great. You can even see too, we're not dropping any frames or anything else like that down here. And this is now our Mac being recorded at 2160p at 30 frames per second using the Elgato HD60S Plus. So I gotta say, overall, I'm super impressed with this product, guys. It exceeded my expectations. I'm so happy I can now record my Mac Mini in 4K resolutions to my PC to provide you guys with better quality videos in the future. In case you're wondering, I also tried it out at 1440p. I know a lot of you guys have those gaming monitors and want 1440p resolution, and that worked just fine for my 2018 Mac Mini and my computer setup. I'm using a 32-inch LG 4K monitor. Everything worked great, no issues at all, no lag or anything along those lines. So I'm really happy and impressed with this product. Well, that concludes our video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget the product link will be in our video description below. Please go ahead, check it out, and do your shopping from there. Any purchase made through that link helps support our channel at no additional cost to you. So we're really grateful and thankful for all of your support. While you're at it, can you go ahead and hit that like button for us? And subscribe to our channel. We have new content coming out daily, and we don't want you to miss anything. Please go ahead and give us a follow online and make it a clean sweep. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, Discord. You can message us on WeChat, check out our website, and join our free newsletter. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget, new content daily, and we can't wait to see you in our next video.